Read it out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. One second, hold on. Almost got out there. Ah! Ah! There we go. I'm sorry, guys. Trying to get this copied and pasted there. Hold on 1 second there. Okay, there we go. Cool. Good stuff. All right. Well, awesome. Good stuff. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So today we're going to be continuing our conversation on tracking this week's Elliott wave. And so good stuff here. Let's see if we can get that filled up there. Okay, yeah, so good. So again, we're going to see where we're at, what happened today. We were looking at a potential bullish count, a potential bearish count, and there's some counts in between, right? So we'll get to that in a little bit here. Before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off at the market today, and then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what they are up to or down to here this evening, and what we might be setting up going into tomorrow. And then we'll take a look at the topic, and then we'll go through questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX so far with an inside month, right? We're just kind of in the beginning, 2 days into the month of March. What I do like about this is we are in last month's upper shadow, right? So this is kind of a good place to be, right? Because it means we're getting closer to all-time highs and potentially pushing above this candle. So again, as longer we stay up here, the better. Again, we're still riding the upper bands, right? We're still riding the bands up here. So good stuff there. Weekly chart, again, a little bit of work to do here. So 2 days into the week, we got 3 trading days left. Let's see if we can turn this inside candle into a green candle, right? And start to push above these all-time highs. In the meantime, right, so this is what we're looking at here going into today so far, right? The last wave count that we had, right, was this ABC move down. We'll take a look at this a little bit deeper in a little bit, and it looked like a push up right here, but we're going to see how well this pullback was today, this pause day is today, if it's going to look bullish going into tomorrow, or if there's a chance for more downside. So we'll take a look at that in a little bit. But in the meantime, let's take a look at today's price action. So it was generally a choppy day today, right? So there's kind of a lot of back and forth. You can see from yesterday's down move, we got some follow through today to the downside. It wasn't easy. It was kind of this choppy downside action, and then we saw we finally got over the ADMA right here. We kind of tried to get into the 15-hour range right here, and then a big flush into the close. So that was a little bit bothersome, right? So, but it could be an ABC type move down. But the real question is whether the C wave is done yet. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Let's take a look at the futures here and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. So it looks like we're up here so far, so that's good. We're getting a little bit of a rise here. It looks a little bit choppy. There was one quick spike at the open, and the rest of these candles are kind of choppy right now. So we'll see how those go going into the evening. Right now we are above the ADMA, so let's see if that can continue to grind its way up right here, or if the bears start to step in a little bit and maybe try to bring it down a little bit. So after the down move here today at the end of the day, so we kind of had a little bit of a geometric line here that we need to get above, and we got this geometric line here that we need to get above. So let's see how we go in time. Right, if we keep going straight forward, maybe at about 10:30 or something like that, we might see a reaction off of that level, and then we'll see where we go from there. We got a little mini geometric line right here, so we'll see how that holds going into that over the next couple hours here. So we'll see how that goes. So good stuff. All right. So let's take a look at the topic here today. So again, we're talking about tracking this week's Elliott wave. So hopefully you find this helpful. Again, like I said, what we're doing is just kind of going through each week. We're going through the SPX, and we're tracking this week's Elliott wave. Now, is our Elliott wave set in stone? No. It's only when there's no alternative waves that you have the highest probability of it still going. Now, and rules not to be broken. Is it possible that a rule could be broken? Well, it could happen. But again, it's probably if it is broken, there's probably a wave that was there that we were maybe missing, right? So that's kind of the tricky part about Elliott wave. But usually, typically, if there's no other alt counts, you can have the most confidence in your setup, right? So that's what we've been talking about here this week. So let's go back to the SPX and kind of review what we talked about yesterday. So the point is that if you can have multiple counts, right, your confidence level is kind of slightly diminished, right? So again, we can put the thing with Elliott wave is a lot of times you can put a wave together based on your sentiment, right? So if you're a perma bear, right, you're always looking for bearish setups, right? Which could be there. If you're a perma bull, right, you're always looking for bullish setups. Now, it just tends that the bullish counts tend to work out the most often, right? So, but a lot of times, what we want to do is we want to Just kind of go along with it. See how it holds when we start seeing impulsive price action, or low volume pullbacks, and our wave count is justifying it, right? So that can help a lot too, right? So one of the key here, right, on the SPY today, on this pullback in the end of the day, this is not a low volume pullback, right? So clearly we had some increasing volume here on this pullback. It wasn't just like we were just kind of chopping down and this thing's getting ready to go back up. So it's a little bit tricky there, just kind of show you on the volume on that. But let's take a look here at the SPX and just go with kind of the wave count that we've been talking about, right? So why are we looking at this right here, right? The reason that we're looking at this right here is that we're looking at this macro wave up, right? We had a big impulsive wave 1 up here. We kind of had this ABC pullback right here, and we had kind of this long drawn out wave 3 up, or subwave 3 up here, and then we had this wave 4 pullback, right? This ABC wave 4, very, very sharp move right there. And then we recently had this big impulsive move up, and now we're trying to figure out what's going on, right? So the real question is this wave 4, is this wave 4 to wave 5 here? Is wave 5 done? Right, and so that's really the question, because wave 5 can be truncated, right? So as long as wave 3 is not the shortest wave, right? Wave 5 could be as long as possible. But if wave 5 is if wave 3 is shorter than wave 1, right? Then then wave 5 has to be shorter than wave 3, right? So that's just based on the rules of Elliott wave, right? So here, so it could be wave 5. Right, so we'll talk about that in a second right here. But in the meantime, what we're looking at is to say this is an impulsive push up right here. So we're trying to figure out when this correction is done and if it is done. Right, so we were originally thinking that that this was an ABC down and this was the wave 2, and then we're going to get going up. But that's not quite what we got, right? We got a wave B, and then we had a sharp pullback here into the weekend. And to me, this actually looked pretty bullish because what happened is that we had not only was it a retrace here, right? So if you go back to if you go back to these levels here from this from the wave 4 of low to from the start of wave 1 to the end of wave 1, right? It was a perfect 618 retrace, right? And then into the end of the day on Friday, right? We kind of gave more of an impulsive move right here, right? We had this, and what I liked about this wave is that it looked like it was pretty much right off of the 618, the golden zone right here between the 618 and the 786. So I like that a lot. So today is pretty interesting, right? So today it was a bit of a pullback, and we were expecting this to happen, right? But one of the things that maybe we thought was going to happen is we'd see a little bit of a deeper retrace on this wave. But if this is wave 1 and this is wave 2, then this pullback right here could be the ABC wave down, and we basically just got really close to the 382. Now it was increasing; it was pretty decent volume on the way down right here. It wasn't just kind of a choppy down move. So it is possible that we could still continue our way up here. And like I said, the futures are up 10 points this evening. So if they want to continue to plow their way up, we may see the start of wave 5 up, and this thing can continue to go. But it is possible, right, that within this wave that there's a subwave down that's working on, right? So there's a couple things that could be happening here for the bullish count, right? So let's take a look. So let's take a look at the shorter term time frame right here. So one of the things that we could look at here is that from the pullback, if you kind of get into the nitty gritty, right? Notice how we're going into the shorter term time frames to try to get the wave counts a little more accurate. And here you can see we had an A, right, B, C, down move, right? And if you kind of get into the even shorter term time frames here, right? So, oops, this one turned into that. Anyway, so basically you'd be able to see an A, right? So a B, and then a C move up. And then what happens there, so that to me, this is looking like a 3, 3, 5, like so a flat, right? So what we would expect is that we would expect a subwave down, right? So what we would expect here is a 1, right? So we expect a 1, 2, right? And this could be wave 3. Right, and then we'd see like a mini wave 4 up, and this is going into tomorrow, right? And then a possible wave 5 down, right? And then that is before we bounce, right? So if that's the case, right, if we see this type of move right here, what does that put us? That actually puts us down to the 618, right? So if we do see that type of pullback in this range, right, what would that mean? Well, that would mean that this is what we're looking at is a potential 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And so that continues the bullish case right there. So you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And then we get a larger wave 3 up. That would be the start of a potential larger wave 3 up, right? So that's kind of what we're tracking right now and seeing how that holds going into tomorrow on the bullish case. Okay, so there's two situations, right? If we bounce off of this level right here, it could just be a quick little ABC wave 4, and then we work on a wave 5 up. Or we might see more of a wave 4 pullback, and then we want to see how we handle the 618 for a potential 1, 2, 1, 2. So two kind of bullish counts working right now on the upside here on SPX. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go to the bearish case here and see if that is still in play here. So let me find where we are right here. So we've got this. All right, here we go. So see if I can pull this back up again. All right, good. So here is the possibilities that we're already in the course of a 1-2-1-2, right? And that wave 5 is actually done, right? So here is the so we're saying now, if we kind of just zoom out a little bit, let me kind of show you. Again, so what we're saying is that this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that this is the end of wave 5 right here, and that now maybe we're at a 1-2-1-2 on the way down, right? So that's a possibility too. And today's price action, today's bearish price action might support that, right? So we've got this, right? So we got this initial pullback right here. It didn't pull back to the start of wave 1, so this could be a valid wave 2. Right, ABC, you can see an ABC in there. And then we had an impulsive move down, clearly an impulsive move down, right? So this could be the subwave 1. And then we had another retracement up here, right? So back to the 886 area. I mean, it's non-standard, but it still could be a 1-2-1-2, right? And now this could be a 1-2, right? And then 3, 4, 5 to see a larger wave 3 down. So that's a possibility too, right? So there's a bearish wave count that's going on right now, and there's multiple bullish wave counts that are going on right now. So really, it's all about to see what the futures do here this evening and where we end up in the morning. We'll see how we handle our geometric levels and where we start, and then we'll go from there. If we can get some confirmation tomorrow, if we can get over ADMAs and start to see some volume and some impulsive price action, then we'll go with the bullish count, right? But if we start to see some selling off, right, and especially if we lose that 618, then we might actually be in the bearish count going into Wednesday. So we'll see where we're at tomorrow night as we continue tracking the Elliott wave this week. So good stuff. Well, hopefully you guys found that helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug them in the chat window, and we will get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So awesome stuff. Let me get the daily chart pulled up right here. And real quick, I haven't had a chance to check my email yet. So this evening, let me see. Yep, Shirley's got a few here. So let me get those posted here in the group here. So we've got this. We got a couple good ones on here. Okay. Okay. Let's see that one, and there we go. We'll take a look at those. Okay, good. So thank you, Shirley. I'll get those posted here in just a second. All right, good stuff. Okay, good. So, Michael, what's going on? Good to see it. First one here. I love it. So, yeah, RKT. Thank you. I know you just had to jump in for that one. So, RKT was epic today. What a candle on that. Oh, my goodness. This thing just came out of nowhere. I mean, talk about contraction to expansion. Goodness gracious. So, we talked about this a couple times today, on our videos today. So, one of the big things we're looking at here is obviously this geometric line. They had good earnings and pulled back off of earnings. And then when they kind of flipped the script on it and worked their way back up again yesterday, that was an interesting move off these levels, but even that breakout candle here through the geometric level is tough to go long on, right? It's a little bit risky. But today it was just it was on our bullish radar after the gap up this morning. We pointed it out in the bubble report this morning to our bubble report subscribers and our members. We're just like, look, this thing is working its way up this morning. It's looking a little bit funny, right? So I'll just show you what we were seeing this morning. I mean, it was if you kind of go back here, right? I mean, nothing was really. I mean, a lot of things were gapping down, right? There was a lot of things down this morning. It was generally pretty bearish. And RKT just kind of working its way up. Something was up, right? There was some big volume coming in here. And so we definitely had on our bullish radar tape, but it didn't trigger until later, right? There's a couple little moves at the open house, but look how tight it got here. It got tight, and then the volume came in. This is one of our favorite setups, right? Where you get tight to the ADMA here, and then that volume starts to come in. So we took this one today, roughly off of this candle right here within this range, and just what an incredible move on Rocket today, right? And then it gave it kind of a nasty pullback too, right? But a little pause candle. I think it got halted for a little bit, and then it worked its way back up again. But just an epic move on this today, and really, really incredible stuff. So you gotta love it. So yeah, it's a great find on that one. Yeah, compression to expansion, exactly. So and then Twitter. Let's take a look at old Twitter here. Yeah, so Twitter with the double inside day down. Yeah, double inside day down, and nice follow through the downside there on Twitter. Good job on that one if you caught that. Well done. So good stuff, Robin. What's going on? Good evening. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, let's take a look at AMD. Yeah, so AMD again was kind of on our bullish radar going into today. It had some rough price action here into the close. Technically, it's still holding the yesterday's lows. So as long as it holds those lows, right, there's still maybe a case for it to work its way to the upside. If it takes that out, right, watch out, right? It could see some more downside, right? So we've got that going on here. Otherwise, right, the next level down is let's check out where our 618 is here. So we got pretty close to the 618 today. We got a golden zone potential down here in the 83 level. See if that holds. So that could be interesting as well. So good stuff. And let's take a look. What else? We got Ever. Let's take a look. Yep, EverQuote. Okay. Whoa, look at that. Is that a quadruple? Quadruple inside day down today. I love it. So good down move on that one. Again, a couple of these names here kind of interesting off of the Square news today in the banking sector. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, quadruple day down. And then after hours, I can't quite see. It looks like it's not really doing much after hours. So good stuff there. And then the IFF. I know you like this one. So IFF, again, just kind of chopping around right here. It's possibly working on a bull flag. So you got a couple interesting geometric levels up here to kind of keep an eye on. So just kind of a little triangulation. But I do like kind of the flaggish type pattern right here. Let's see if we can break out and kind of work its way up. One that I want to mention that we looked at recently, another bull flag that we talked about recently, was Ford, right? If you guys, we talked about this, I believe, last night, right? So we had this bull flag right here, right? And this was the symmetrical move up right there. So we got a breakout right here, and we get follow through in the breakout. We pulled back, right? But it was still kind of healthy, and then we had a nice little pause in. Today was the follow through day. Look at that, just hit our target. I love it. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out in the flag pattern. So good stuff there. The Nest, wow. Let's take a look at wow right here. Yeah, so some decent follow through from yesterday's candle. Let's see if that can still keep going on that one. And Dan smashed the like button. I love it. Yeah, we love it. So the Nest, also IQ, inside day up. So good stuff there. GG. Let's take a look at CCIV. How's this one doing here? This one's still struggling, guys. It was looking a little bear flaggish, right? So you got kind of that little thing going on right there, and then we got a little downside follow through on CCIV today. It looks like it's grinding its way up here a little bit after hours, so maybe it'll try to work its way up. So just kind of keep an eye on it. But it did reject that this congestion zone right here on CCIV. LFMD again. Okay, so fresh lows on this one, even after its recent IPO drop. So just kind of see how that goes on there. Again, increased volume here at the lows, so just looking nasty on that one. Eventually, you'll get it. We'll see a green candle on this one, right? Eventually it'll do something, right? And then it might give a little bit of a spike. So just kind of keep an eye on it. Michael, what's going on? The uranium's still moving. I love it. So it's getting hot. So again, yeah, good candle here on CCJ today. Again, inside day up, nice move. The quad U's, right? So Energy Fuels, yeah, another big one on that one too. And DNN, all the uranium names just getting really, really hot here today. I love it. So the Nest, let's take a look at CF. CF just kind of chopping around a little bit. It's a grinder, right? So, but just kind of keep an eye on it right here. See how it holds, kind of like this level right here. See if we can get above that, and see if we can get going off of that. Good stuff. Suyag, what's going on? And good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at PLTR. Let's take a look at PLTR. So again, this has been on our bearish radar for a while. Not really a big down move today, but looking kind of interesting, right? So we had an upper shadow here off the ADMA. So keep an eye on it. Tomorrow it could work its way out of the cloud, and it might be like, I got no more support down here, right? And start to test a couple other levels here below. So just kind of keep an eye on that for the PLTR. And then Amazon, of course. Nasty down move today, but kind of on low volume, and it is holding the 200 days. So see if that can hold there as support. Tesla, let's take a look at Tesla here, down 31 points here today, guys. Again, guys, it's still in a downtrend, right? Here's your macro downward trend line, right? And here's your bump line, right? So it kind of came up to the bump line right here, which is right at the ADMA, and ended up rejecting it, right? So it's definitely still showing that it's in a downtrend, right? So we've got that going on there for Tesla. And then Apple, same thing, right? So Apple, we like this one this week. Going into this way, we were expecting it to bounce, but it basically got as far as it could go so far. It got to the cloud on low volume, right? Hit the bump line and kind of worked its way back down out of it. So see if Apple decides if it wants to get any more downside tomorrow. Again, a lot of these tech names got beat up a little bit. Some of them are making an after hours recovery, so it's all about where we open tomorrow. So good stuff there. Yeah, I figured you were talking about Apple. So Prairie, what's going on? Good to see you. I hope you're doing great. Yeah, nice pullback on Amazon. Hopefully a little bit more on that for you if you're looking for more. Again, I'd like to see maybe if we can gap down tomorrow, right? It's all about what these futures are up to here this evening. If we can gap down tomorrow under that 200-day moving average, well, maybe we'll get a nice little flush on that one here going into tomorrow. It would be nice. So good stuff there. And then SOS, let's take a look. Almost doubled from Friday's lows. It sure did. Yeah, that's pretty epic. But wild move on that one, and kind of a crazy reversal there today. CCL, guys, this was one I was. It's kind of funny. I was kind of tracking this one, thinking that we'd see some downside follow through on this one today, and we didn't. Right? We ended up getting this inside day here. It looked like because we couldn't hold that inside day, that we'd at least test the lows on that one, and we just haven't gotten there. So it basically just gave us another inside day today. So really didn't set up for us on the short side, but looks okay. So James, does the count compare to this time last year at all? Not really, right? So this time last year, right, we were already just flushing, right? So just way different, right? Way different, and we were really tight at the highs right here. This is just I mean, it's similar, but we're still way different in a lot of different ways from last year, right? So. So kind of interesting stuff. So prayer kids. So we'll get into the futures. Seems like not much people trade them here. Oh yeah, not here, right? Exactly. But it's okay. It's fine. But we'll talk about it in the group. So 2020, what's going on? Acre, let's take a look. Big inside day down off of that one there. Nice find on that. DGLY. And under the ADMA on that one there too. This one ended up pushing its way up, gapping over the ADMA, but rejected it, right? So a little bit of rejection there. So just kind of see how it holds, see if we can get constructive off of that range right there. Blackberry, again, just kind of chopping around here. Inside day, it's getting past the cloud. I would have liked to have seen it to get bullish, right? To see more any bullish upside like it saw, right? It would have to kind of follow that cloud up, but now it's going to kind of be in kind of like the blah range, right? So a little bit of caution off of that one there. And then GLD, guys, nice little pop on a couple of gold names there. The GDX was a good one. We talked about it last night, but ended up with a double inside day here. So let's see how it handles those levels going into tomorrow. Harshi, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Amazon again. Yep, so back to the 200 days. So let's see if it can continue to hold that as support. And then Fubo with some earnings tonight, right? So Fubo with some earnings tonight. I think they actually had pretty good earnings, but they're down after it. Minus 247. No, they had more of a loss than expected. So, but anyway, down here, they're not really gapping down that much, right? So we're basically at 39.01. So it's basically not even at today's lows, barely just below today's lows. So see how it holds right here. If it stays below the cloud, right, we might kind of test a couple of these levels below, but generally seems to be hanging in there. So good stuff. All right, so Shirley, hope you're doing great out there. So let's take a look. I know you gave us XPEV. Again, a little bit of down move there. Again, kind of in sympathy with the Neo. AI, nasty one on this one here. I mean, this was folks were loving this one for a while, and it just never got any follow through. It had a couple good days right there, and then whoa, look at today, just awful there. A nasty move after earnings. So see if it continues to work its way down there. GT, interesting here on the good year. So again, looks like a little flag up there today. So see if it gets any follow through on that one. And again, generally looks pretty bullish. The MIK. Again, a lot of retail names have been reporting this week, so keep an eye on that one. Again, looking pretty decent there. And then GPRE. Pretty decent move off of this one here on Green Plains. Again, I like how it kind of broke out of those geometric levels today. A little bit of an upper shadow. This is a little bit to be cautious on that one. So good stuff. David, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at NOC. So the NOC, again, this is Northrop Grumman. This is a really tough name to trade, right? So you kind of want to just kind of keep your ears open to see if there's any war news that's coming out, right? Anytime, if the U.S. deploys or anything like that, right? You want to start to look at this name then. In the meantime, right, this is a really choppy, tough name to trade, especially with options. So just be a little bit careful with that one. But see how it goes, see how it handles these levels, and where we go from there. And then LHTM, let's take a look. There wasn't any crazy moves or anything like that after hours, right? So LHTM, let's take a look. LHTM, again, big upper shadow today off of the 50-day moving average, right? So a little bit of caution off of that. It is kind of a gravestone doji. A lot of times those actually do like to reverse their way up. So just kind of keep an eye on the price action, see how it holds right there, but kind of a nasty upper shadow to contend with on that one there. Tracy, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. BA. So BA is kind of interesting right here, right? I mean, the wave count on this one's kind of tough. Maybe this is a wave one, and maybe we're working on kind of an A, B, C wave down. Maybe we'll test this geometric line again. Let's see what it does going into tomorrow. Again, generally it was kind of a tight day here today. We're kind of sideways here after hours. So let's see what we have in store for tomorrow. See what kind of price action we get on that one. So good stuff there. And then Nvidia. So Nvidia again, nasty down move there today, but not on increasing volume, right? So it seems to be kind of drifting its way up a little bit after hours, but again, it's all about like where these futures end up tonight and where they end up gapping these things going into tomorrow. So again, a couple of little relief bounces right here. They may not make it easy going into tomorrow. A couple of these might gap up a little bit, and then if they really want to stay bearish on it, they could go. But again, like I said, this wave count is not easy either. So we've got that going on there too. Zoom. Okay, guys. So if anybody was here last night or watched any of the videos that we talked about this morning or in the bubble bubble report. We called a reversal on Zoom today. We basically just been told, well, not, we talked about the strong possibility of it reversing. Did I think it would become a bearish engulfing candle? No. But did I think it was going to reverse? Yeah, I thought it would at least kind of try to fade the gap, but it faded it pretty hard today. So why did we think that, right? Well, when you have a gap, even though it had great earnings, if you can't get over a key level, right, nobody's interested, right? So anybody who's short here, any strong hands that are short here, are going to start pushing it down to defend their position, right? And then anybody who's long and wants to see a gap and go, well, they're just going to dump their position because they're happy with the profits they got on the gap up, right? So you got those two combined, right? Plus fresh shorts coming in to try to do what we know how to do, right? You see it start to work its way down, right? So it had some really nice moves today, guys. So again, lots of shorts pressed, right? And then they covered, press, cover. That's got those lower shadows right there, still red candles, right? And so then they continue to press right here. Then we got tight, right? Got a nice triangle range. And then we started to get some volume, right? So we took the triangle breakdown, you got some volume right here, and then you had this nice inside 15, and then just have a nice day on Zoom. So really, really good stuff there. We'll see if we get any follow through on that one. You got the 200-day moving average just below on that. So good stuff there. And then Harshi, yeah, Nmdm. So this is cool too. This is one that we looked at this weekend. It looked like it was going to start to set itself up, right? And it gave a pullback, looks like it kind of is about to invalidate itself right here. Just kind of see how it holds these lows right here. It did give a good push yesterday. Nice move at the open, but just a kind of a steady retrace right here. So this is one if we might take another look at it this weekend, just kind of see what happened with that Elliott wave and why it didn't get going. So good stuff there. And then NNOX, let's take a look here too. So NNOX, again, this is a tricky one here as well. This one lost a couple key geometric lines going down here off the daily chart. This has kind of been grinding its way down here as well. We had earnings today, and they weren't that great. They were worse than expected. So you kind of got this gap up, and then they took the inside day down off of that one. So pretty cool stuff. Great stuff, guys. Great questions, great chart requests. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying tracking the waves this week. Like I said, we've got bullish counts and we got bearish counts. So it's really all about the intraday price action now to see what is setting up. So if you can count some waves intraday, right, then we can try to go with those, right? So we'll see. Just kind of keep an eye on the big picture right now. GSK, let's take a look at that one. So GSK, Value City. Yeah, look at this thing all the way down here too. There was another one too. There's a couple other ones too, like MRK. Merck is way down here too. Look at this. It's finally starting to find a little bit of support down here. A bit of a doji here today. The next level down is kind of this zone down here on Merck. So that was looking interesting. And then CCI was another one too that somebody on Twitter pointed out to us yesterday. And looking kind of interesting here. This was an epic name for a while, right? With the 5G space, it was. For a while, this thing was just like nonstop, just going up. And now it's just kind of in this choppy zone right now. So just kind of keep an eye on it, see how it handles these geometric levels, and maybe see if it gets to the bottom of this channel, if it's ready for a bounce off of that too. So it's kind of interesting there too. Roman, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, let's take a look at Baba. Again, it was on our bullish radar today. We were thinking maybe it would take the inside day up, but after we gap down, right? It's kind of invalidated, right? So we'll see how it goes there. But again, into the zone right now. We may see some chop in here for maybe a week or so. If it doesn't just, if it's not in full flush mode, and then we'll see if it tries to work its way back up and maybe get through this cloud. So good stuff there. But anyway, guys, really appreciate it. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. For all Bubble Report members and for everybody in the Discord, we'll see you guys bright and early. Of course, whether you're in our group or not, if you guys subscribe on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe if you're new here so you can catch our Good Morning Market Prep video bright and early tomorrow morning. And we'll see. We're going to see y'all. Yeah, definitely tuned to the beginning of it. That was the first chart that we looked at. We looked at Rocket for sure. But good stuff, guys. So please hit subscribe on YouTube, hit the notification, and whether you're new here or not, please hit the like button. It goes a long way. We really appreciate it. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Thanks again for tuning in. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe.